LeBron James's defense, right? And it made a lot of noise, really, for LeBron fans, because they're the only ones that would take exception to what he had to say, right? But Tony Allen was essentially saying that LeBron's entire defensive reputation is really based off of his highlight chase down blocks. And people will look at that and say, oh, he's a great defender, but when in reality, he doesn't play consistent defense. So he made those comments and, you know, people took some kind of an exception to it. But usually in moments like this, when you see NBA players say these kind of things, they kind of just like, they say it and then they just eventually just move on.
If there's one topic that can instantly divide the basketball world, it's anything involving LeBron James. Whether it's the GOAT debate, championships, longevity, or defense, every opinion turns into a war between fans. And this time, the conversation exploded after former NBA Defensive Player of the Year candidate and six-time All-Defensive Team member Tony Allen made some strong comments about LeBron's defensive reputation. What's surprising isn't that Tony Allen criticized LeBron. Former players disagree with each other all the time. What's surprising is that after receiving backlash from fans across social media, Tony Allen didn't back away from his comments. Instead, he doubled down and made it clear that he still believes LeBron's defensive reputation has been exaggerated.
They don't want to look like they're hating on LeBron James. I've noticed that a lot of NBA players don't want to look like they're hating on LeBron James, even though they may not think he's as great as the media says. They'll kind of give their opinions and then just kind of keep it pushing, right? But this particular occasion, they doubled down now. Maybe they doubled down because they saw that that particular clip got a lot of engagement and it's something that a lot of people were interested in. They're like, hey, let's talk about it some more. Or maybe they had more to say about it. So I came across a clip here where it says Tony Allen doubles down that Miami LeBron was an overrated defender.
So what exactly did Tony Allen say? Why are basketball fans arguing over it? And does he have a point? Let's break it all down. Tony Allen knows defense better than almost anyone. During his NBA career, he built his reputation by guarding the league's toughest scorers every single night. Kobe Bryant once called him one of the toughest defenders he ever faced. Allen wasn't known for flashy scoring or highlight plays. His job was simple: slow down the opponent's best player. Because of that resume, many fans believe his opinion carries weight whenever the conversation shifts to defense. According to Tony Allen, the biggest reason LeBron has earned such a legendary defensive reputation isn't because he consistently shut down elite scorers for an entire game. Instead, Allen argued that many fans remember the spectacular chase-down blocks and incredible athletic highlights, while overlooking the possessions in between.
Any team you put LeBron on, all right, we can make any scenario. When they play, let's just say OKC, do you think LeBron starting out the game on KD to risk picking up 2 fouls? No, he's going to stick Cephalosha. So you got 41 minutes of sticking Cephalosha. Game get tight late down the stretch in the last 2-3 minutes. You get a chase down block here and there. Then now you get the win. Now you just our first team all defense. I disagree. I disagree.
I disagree. Chase down blocks.
I disagree. I disagree. Me on the other hand, hey, it's all right, TA, we're going to need you to come through on this one. You can't let him get his average. And he ended up with 40. I get a few more episodes of that, I'm going to be in the G League.
His point was simple. A spectacular block in the final minutes becomes the clip everyone remembers. It gets replayed on television, shared across social media, and becomes part of NBA history. But Allen believes true elite defense is about every possession, from the opening tip until the final buzzer, not just the highlight everyone sees. That opinion immediately divided basketball fans. Some agreed with Allen, saying that consistent on-ball defense deserves more recognition than 1 or 2 spectacular plays. Others strongly disagreed, pointing to LeBron's all-defensive team selections, his versatility, and his ability to defend multiple positions during his prime.
Defense in the league today where they barely even play it. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to bring up none of his highlights from the past 3 years because his help side drop defense is horrible now. You feel what I'm saying? Now imagine me when I'm coming in on the end of my career. I got to do this all the way until whatever year I'm gone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to do that. So I'm just surprised why did they put him in front of me?
There's some of these other ones, right? That like, you know, there's some of y'all value highlight blocks more than 48 minutes of defense. I'll take Tony Allen's opinion on defense over 99% of this.
Now, before I give you guys my take.
But instead of walking back his comments after the criticism, Tony Allen explained his reasoning even further. He described what life was like as a defensive specialist. According to Allen, his responsibility every single night was crystal clear. Coaches expected him to guard the opposing team's best perimeter scorer from the opening possession until the game ended. There was no hiding from difficult matchups. If Kevin Durant was on the schedule, that was his assignment. If Kobe Bryant came into town, that was his assignment. If Dwayne Wade was the opponent, that was his assignment. Allen explained that if those stars finished with huge scoring nights, everyone noticed. His job security depended on making life difficult for elite scorers every single game. That's the standard he believes defines truly elite defenders.
I know that there are going to be a lot of upset LeBron James fans. And I think that you guys deserve to go through whatever emotion y'all are feeling, because LeBron fans are the ones, I'm talking about NBA players and these LeBron guys and media, that go back and try to dissect people's career. You remember when y'all was saying that Michael Jordan couldn't go left? Y'all remember when y'all was doing y'all done with the 90s? You remember when that guy from ESPN came out and said that Michael Jordan's defensive player of the year he won that award, could have been fraudulent, that the referees were kind of conspiring with Jordan to give him steals and all? Y'all remember that? And people sat down and listened to it?
During the discussion, Allen suggested that LeBron often wasn't assigned to defend the opposing team's primary scoring threat for an entire game. Instead, he argued that LeBron frequently took over those matchups late in games or during key possessions, allowing him to conserve energy while still delivering memorable defensive highlights. Again, that's Allen's opinion, but it's one that sparked intense debate online. Supporters of LeBron immediately pushed back. They argued that LeBron's value on defense wasn't limited to guarding one player. His ability to switch onto guards, wings, and even centers made him one of the league's most versatile defenders during his Miami Heat years. They also pointed to his basketball IQ, communication, help defense, and ability to read passing lanes as reasons he earned multiple all-defensive team selections.
What's happening now is that you guys are getting a taste of your own medicine. That goofy stuff that y'all were doing, it's now being done to you, so you don't get to complain about it. This is what you guys constantly do. I want to read through some comments here for what people had to say. One guy said, MJ and Kobe didn't guard the best players either. Scottie Pippen, Ron Harper, Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman, Ron Artest, Lamar Odom. This man said Lamar Odom.
Those fans believe versatility should matter just as much as individual matchups. Meanwhile, others sided with Tony Allen. Their argument wasn't necessarily that LeBron wasn't a great defender. Instead, they questioned whether his defensive reputation sometimes exceeds what happened over the course of an entire game. That's an important distinction. This isn't simply a debate over whether LeBron played great defense. It's a debate over what should define elite defense in the NBA. Is it locking down the opposing star from start to finish? Or is it making the biggest defensive plays when the game matters most? Basketball fans have argued over that question for years. One side values consistency. The other values impact.
The LeBron fans are just a pitiful set of human beings. They just make up things. They only know about LeBron's career. They know nothing about anything else. And they just try to lie as they go. That's what Isaiah Thomas tried to do a few years ago, a few months ago, whatever it was, when he tried to lie on Kobe Bryant. What are you talking about? Kobe took on the best defense. Kobe was guarding Russell Westbrook with the Thunder in the fall. What are you talking about? Kobe Bryant, it was Ron Artest. I remember when Paul Pierce was given Ron Artest buckets in the NBA Finals, I think in game 4 it was, in Boston.
And that's exactly why Tony Allen's comments generated so much attention. The conversation became even bigger because Allen refused to change his position after seeing the backlash online. Instead of apologizing or softening his words, he calmly explained that his perspective comes from someone who made defense his full-time profession throughout his NBA career. Whether fans agree or disagree, Allen clearly believes that defensive greatness is earned possession after possession, not just through unforgettable highlights. That belief has now reignited one of basketball's oldest discussions. What actually makes someone an all-time great defender? And that's where the debate becomes even more interesting. As the discussion spread across social media, fans quickly split into two camps. One side believed Tony Allen was simply speaking from experience as one of the NBA's greatest perimeter defenders. The other side felt he was unfairly downplaying what LeBron accomplished during his prime. That's what makes this conversation so fascinating. Both perspectives are built around different definitions of what elite defense actually means. For many LeBron supporters, defense isn't just about guarding one player for 48 minutes. Basketball is far more complex than that. Modern defenses rely on switching, help defense, communication, rotations, and versatility. In those areas, LeBron was unquestionably one of the smartest defenders in the league during his peak years. His ability to read offenses, anticipate passes, and rotate at the perfect moment often changed games without showing up in the box score. Then there are the iconic defensive moments that helped define his legacy. Whether it was a chase-down block in transition or a perfectly timed rotation to erase an easy layup, those plays became unforgettable highlights that are still replayed years later. But Tony Allen's argument isn't really about highlight plays. His point is about consistency. Allen explained that when he stepped onto the floor, his assignment rarely changed. Night after night, he was expected to make life miserable for the opposing team's best scorer. If that player still finished with 40 points, Allen knew people would question his performance, regardless of everything else he did during the game. In other words, Allen believes defensive greatness starts with accepting the toughest matchup from the opening tip and battling through every possession. That philosophy reflects the role he played throughout his career. It's also why many former players respect his opinion, even if they don't completely agree with it. As fans debated the comments, another familiar pattern appeared. Instead of focusing only on LeBron, many people immediately brought other NBA legends into the discussion. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Ron Artest. Suddenly, the conversation shifted from LeBron's defense to comparing the defensive resumes of multiple all-time greats. Some fans argued that Jordan and Kobe also had help from elite defenders around them. Others responded by pointing to their all-defensive team selections, Defensive Player of the Year awards, and countless examples of them taking on difficult matchups throughout their careers. That's the challenge with historical comparisons. Every era is different. Different rules, different offensive systems, different coaching strategies, different teammates. Comparing players from different generations will always involve some level of subjectivity. And that's exactly why debates like this never truly end. One thing that deserves recognition, though, is Tony Allen's willingness to stand by his opinion despite the criticism. In today's sports world, former players often face immediate backlash whenever they criticize a superstar. Social media reacts instantly, clips go viral, and every quote becomes headline news. Many people choose to stay quiet. Tony Allen didn't. Maybe LeBron was an elite defender whose greatest defensive moments became larger than life because of their timing and visibility. Maybe Tony Allen is also correct that defensive specialists are judged by a completely different standard, one built around possession-by-possession consistency rather than unforgettable highlights. Those ideas don't necessarily contradict each other. They simply reflect two different ways of evaluating defense. And that's what makes basketball discussions so compelling. There isn't always one correct answer. Fans value different things. Some prioritize versatility. Others prioritize lockdown, one-on-one defense. Some believe championships settle every debate. Others focus on individual responsibilities and nightly consistency. No matter which side you support, conversations like this keep basketball history alive. They force fans to revisit old games, study film, compare eras, and appreciate the many different ways greatness can be measured. One thing is certain. Tony Allen's comments accomplished exactly what great sports debates are supposed to do. They got everyone talking. Now it's your turn. Do you agree with Tony Allen that LeBron's defensive reputation has been boosted by iconic highlight plays? Or do you believe LeBron earned every bit of praise he received as one of the most versatile defenders of his generation? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more NBA news, debates, and basketball analysis every week, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to HoopWave, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.